core committee. It's pretty remarkable. It's pretty remarkable. I'm often not searching for words, but either because I'm exhausted or just the emotions of all of this stuff coming together. As I stand in front of you, let me give you some perspective that might be helpful. So about 3 weeks ago, we sat at about 30 registrants, as my core team would tell you, and I was beginning to get really nervous. So 30 registrations, and we had raised only $3,000 on a minimum budget of $10,000 for sponsorships, and a attendee goal of 200. Both of them were high stretch goals for an organization that hasn't quite sort of hit that mark. But we said, okay, like if you don't put something up there, it never happens. And then somehow, remarkably, through sheer hard work by a bunch of a small group of people, it wasn't really a large group that was involved in the effort. We started to turn. And I'm not going to name names, but I'm indebted to so many people who just took it upon themselves to, all right, we got to make this happen. The phone calls, the late night things, the texts, the cajoling, twisting of the arms, all of the above, all the tricks of the trade were employed. And as a result, about 40 minutes ago, I was told that we are already at 225 registered people. I did not think that I'd be standing here this evening putting that kind of a number up. And in fact, we are now in a situation where we might be running up against capacity codes there. Which the seating capacity there, as they tell us, is 230 people. However, if people are familiar with 1871 and those who are not will see that, it's sort of a large auditorium. We've done events there in the past and there's capacity to hold them, so we won't declare till the fire marshal comes in and tells us that stop this madness. And I'm, one of the things my friend and predecessor Naved used to say to me, in our community, whatever you do, you're only going to get a third of the people 2 weeks ahead of the event, then a third of the people in the last 2 weeks, and then a third of the people in the last 24 or 48 hours. And I used to say to him, no, that's just a full day event. People are going to just make that decision to come. But it proves out, and I won't be surprised. Many of you have told me that there are people who are registering till the 11:59 deadline tonight. I'm getting the nods. Yes. And in fact, there are a number of people who are going to do walk-ins tomorrow. So I think we're looking at a completely sold-out event, which is just amazing. So thank you to all of you.
One thing we need to do is raise prices now.
Well, actually, we've done that.
And you must agree that Donald Trump has risen everything.
Right, true. So
It's in his 4-year term that this has happened, right?
the attendance at Open Chicago is a result of
1 point correlation.
So we will tweet about it tomorrow.
Absolutely. No,
Trump did it again.
But the reason why people are coming is because of you all, the speakers and the presenters. We could have done everything from our standpoint and it wouldn't have resulted in the stuff, because at the end they say, what's the program? And while we were not quite sure of confirmations on you, we were playing a lot of games, right? Oh, you know what, we're talking to X number of people, we're showing a few bios and invited stuff, but they kept asking, right, core team, who are the confirmed speakers? And once we started to unveil the names of our keynote speakers, our panelists, that's when the magic started to happen. So I'm indebted to all of you, and I know many sacrifices were made. People had plans and commitments and travel, and they made this a priority and made that happen. So I'm going to sort of go around in a few minutes and have everyone introduce themselves, because I don't think during the early networking you got a chance to do so. there's not much else that I wanted to say. I wanted this to be just a welcome to all of you, the folks who've come in as speakers, especially the folks who've come in from out of town. And it's a thank you to our core team that is absolutely exhilarated yet exhausted, right? So I'm scared that they won't respond to any of my texts and phone calls after tomorrow, and rightfully so, because I think
So the core team
must
wants
have.
to do, what are we going to do on Thursday nights and Sunday mornings going forward?
I'm sure we can find some other things for them to do. But
What are you talking about?
before
We're on family time.
before we
Or you just bring them in.
I ask everyone to sort of go around and say to say a little bit about themselves. I do want to recognize our out of town guests, because I think that's a big ask to make, and in no particular order. I'm going to look around and I'm going to thank people. I'm looking at Ansar, but he's kind of a half Chicagoan, but still he's a Cleveland native. What's that? But no, thank you to our good friend Ansar Junaid that you guys know. He's got dual citizenship in Ohio as well as Illinois. So thank you for coming. I'm gonna look to my friend Rehan Allahwala, who drove from Florida, right, for this event with his two kids. So thank you for making the trip. Let's see over here outside. Then I want to thank my good friend Kiwan Khwaja, the president of Open Global, who flew in from Boston. I'm touched that you made time to be with us. It really means a lot, so thank you. Let's see. And my friend Riaz Karamali, who's the general counsel of Open Global, all the way from Silicon Valley. He is actually headed to our sister chapter Toronto's annual event tomorrow morning. And was kind enough that he rerouted his journey to be here with us, and I really do appreciate that. And not just that, he has been kind enough to his firm, and I let him speak to a few minutes on this stuff, the law firm that he's with. They are also partial sponsors for this evening, so a double thank you to you for that, Riaz. And then last but not least, my good friend, Mr. Zain Jivanji. So thankful to you for having made the trip back in here another time. Chicago is your second home. Can you admit to that?
He's actually Chicago resident. You own a home here, technically a resident. He owns a home here, he's technically
I
a
know.
resident.
All right, so he's domiciled. Income tax from well, thank you. Thank you to all the out-of-town guests, and thank you to all the speakers. Because time is limited, I'm not going to recognize each and all of you. I want you to just, I think, go around and just do a quick round of introductions. Start with you, Ed. Tell us who you are and your role with Open, and kind of just go around. And then in the end, Ed is our General Secretary. Is there anything that I need to reinforce with the group? We'll do that and then let them enjoy their meal. Go ahead. Why don't you get started?
Well, I'm not going to stop you from your meal. Ed Delheim, I am a charter member and secretary of the street.
Angela.
I'm Angela, I'm Ed's wife. I actually just created the brochure, so that's all I'm in for this. So we'll just pass it on.
No, she's being humble.
And it's an excellent brochure.
Thank you.
I'm Zain, I'm from Silicon Valley chapter. I'm charter member there.
And a panelist. You can say that. And a panelist, right? Okay.
Shoaib Abbasi, I'm a charter member as well.
Zarifa Flenner, and I am a board member.
And Riaz Karmali.
Lady back there. What's your name? Okay, Rehan's daughter. Welcome.
Rizwan Khan, new charter member.
Great, welcome.
I'm Siddiqui, I'm charter member.
I'm Kewan Khawaja from Boston. I run a software company called Technology.
His day job.
I'm Avar Chalisa. My day job is I run an insurance company, but firstly, a friend of Haris who pulled me into this a few years ago. Currently a charter member and vice president on the board.
Naved Abdi, charter member, board member, I guess.
Yes, you are. And ex-president
And
of the
ex-president of the chapter.
I'm Umar Abdullah. I run a research and analytics firm, and I'm a panelist tomorrow. Rita Khan. I'm one of the speakers. Nice to see everyone.
I am Umair Siraj. I'm from Chicago. Live a couple of blocks away from here. I hope you guys like the food. Because
This is his choice.
It's
If it's bad, it's on him.
That's right. So a little bit about this place is actually owned by a Pakistani guy. He's relative here. And he's not here today. He will join us. And the appetizers we've ordered are primarily what I like. So bear with it. And the main course, they have some recommendations that we usually enjoy here. So I hope you guys like it. I'm good.
Fantastic. Over there. Yeah, Nabila.
Nabila.
Lovely event. Yeah.
I'm Nabila. I'm one of the members of the core committee, and I would also be known as the cake lady. So I bake cake for everyone here, and it's gluten free and it's sugar free, and it's full of nuts. So everybody has to try. I was making some chocolate, no problem.
Asif Badaria, I'm a charter member. Junaid from Cleveland. We're in supply chain businesses.
Rafiki Kai, technologist from San Francisco, who happens to just be home visiting family, and got a note from my good friend Rehan. We've been chasing each other all around the world, trying to meet in person, and so tonight we finally meet.
Well, I thought you were in Chicago, and otherwise I would have recognized you as an out-of-town guest. Yeah.
My name is Rehan Allawala. I'm charter member from Karachi Open Chapter. I'm supposedly speaking tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
Hi everyone, my name is Muzammal Musani. I work for Advocate Healthcare and I am part of core committee and heads operation committee and also treasurer.
I'm Nasser. I do marketing and outreach for Open.
I'm Farouk, charter member and board member.
I'm Yasmin. I go with Haris, and also on the core committee.
I'm glad she's still staying.
The real force behind Open.
That's true. And I'm Jabran. I'm Yasmin and Haris' son, and I'm excited to finally attend Open after hearing about it for many, many months.
Good. Thank you, guys.